witness protection program.
All right, it is time. We will call to order the regular meeting of the Seminole Airport Authority. Roll call, please, Jay.
Stephanie Lambert. Bill Wantland.
Here.
Tim Poplin.
Here.
Trace Connor. Are you there?
Turn your mic on, Trace. You dummy.
Doesn't look like his mouse isn't working.
Okay, I'm going to count him present. John Kramer. Chris Anson.
Here.
Larry Church.
Here.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
Jeff Griffin.
Here,
We have a quorum.
consideration and action of consent agenda.
Move its approval.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Bill Wantland.
Yes.
Tim Poplin.
Yes, sir.
Trace Connor.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Jeff Griffin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
We have no items removed from the consent agenda. Do we have any appearances or petitions from the audience?
No, sir, we don't.
All right, thank you. And I will remind everyone that that may be listening, if you have a question, there is a button you can push to wave a hand that we can recognize you to be able to speak. We'll go to bids under approvals and acceptances. Consideration and possible action to approve the purchase of a fuel pump at the airport from Rebel Services at a cost not to exceed $7,995.04, the lower of the two quotes received.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Bill Wantland.
Yes.
Tim Poplin.
Yes.
Trace Connor.
Yeah.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Jeff Griffin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
With no further items on the list, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, like sign. With none, we will move on to the regular meeting of the Gas Authority. Roll call, please, Jay.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
Tim Poplin.
Here.
Trace Connor.
Here.
Bill Wantland.
Here.
Steph Lambert. John Kramer. Larry Church.
Here.
Chris Anson.
Here.
Jeff Griffin.
Here,
We have a quorum.
consideration and action of consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Corey Crabtree.
Here.
Yes.
Sorry.
Tim Poplin.
Yes.
Trace Connor.
Yes.
Bill Wantland.
Yes.
Larry Church.
Yes.
Chris Anson.
Yes.
Jeff Griffin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
With no items removed from consent agenda, do we have any appearances or petitions from the audience?
No, not at this time.
Thank you. With none, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
Mr. Mayor, we do have an addendum. I'm sorry. That's Utilities Authority.
Okay, thank you. I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
All those in
Second.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. All right, with none, we will move on to the Utilities Authority. Roll call, please, Jay.
One moment. John Kramer, Trace Connor,
Here.
Chris Anson,
Here.
Bill Wantland,
Here.
Corey Crabtree,
Here.
Tim Poplin,
Here.
Stephanie Lambert, Larry Church,
Here.
Jeff Griffin.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Consideration and action of consent agenda.
Move its approval.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trace Connor,
Yes.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
Bill Wantland,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree,
Yes.
Tim Poplin,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Jeff Griffin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
With no items removed from the consent agenda, do we have any appearances or petitions from the audience?
No, sir.
Thank you. We'll move on to current business. Consideration and possible action to approve the lease agreement with MM&H Property Management LLC to administer the Jimmy Austin Municipal Golf Course and Facilities as a contract renewal effective July 1st, 2020, with the only change being to increase the annual management fee by $12,000 to $98,000 from $86,000.
If I might, the budget, the budget's tight. You've been through the work session, so you know kind of where we're at. After I did the calculations of what it would take to take over the golf course management in terms of the employees, the chemicals, new equipment, it's pretty evident, very quick, that there's a really good bargain, and grateful that these stay engaged. So we're recommending that we approve this.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Trace Connor,
Yes.
Anson,
Yes.
Bill Wantland,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree,
Yes.
Tim Poplin,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Jeff Griffin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
We'll move on to approvals and acceptances. Bids. Item 1, consideration and possible action to approve soliciting bids for repairs to the 250,000 gallon elevated water storage tower located on A Street.
Discussion, Steve, please.
Certainly. So in our work sessions, we talked a little bit about the 2004 bond act. Jay and I talked about this, and we $2.3 that was not for allocation. And we got to visiting our bond council, we realized it could be a. So after we did our water study, Mayor, I'm expanding this discussion a little bit, but still within the agenda item. Talk about the water study. I can condense down a 200-page report and tell you that two of our water towers are in very, very good condition. Two of them need work, and two of them are past their useful life and will be replaced in the future. According to the engineer that we're talking to, and you guys approved us to hire the two water towers south end of town are in shape. However, near said, look for price it would take to renovate or rebuild those. You can add one D-sized tower and be able to serve with better pressure the people on the south side of town. So that's where we're headed. But what we're talking about doing tonight is the refurbishment of one or two that need service. We're going to go out of the 2004 bond account.
Do we have any other questions?
Move to approve. No questions.
Second.
second,
Roll call, please, Jay.
Trace Connor,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Bill Wantland,
yes,
Corey Crabtree,
Yes.
Tim Poplin,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Jeff Griffin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 2, consideration and possible action to approve soliciting bids for repairs to the 200,000 gallon elevated water storage tower located on Bourne Boulevard.
If there's no questions, I'm going to move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Trace Connor,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Bill Wantland,
yes,
Corey Crabtree,
Yes.
Tim Poplin,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Jeff Griffin.
Yes.
Motion passes.
With that, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
so moved,
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
aye,
Those opposed, like sign. All right, with none, we will move on to the regular meeting of the Seminole City Council. Roll call, please, Jay.
Chris Hansen,
Here.
Church,
Here.
Anthony Lambert, Trace Connor,
Here.
Tim Poplin,
Here.
Bill Wantland,
here,
Crabtree,
Here.
John Kramer, Jeff Griffin.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
Just
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
for all.
Bill, would you please lead our prayer?
Chabujazi, Mado Moment Portalofa Seminole Moment Puestio Morgan. Itinoki Chukidis, Mombichimis Agademisiano Getskas. Umikosapka Ormus Moment Chefikni, Moment Puestio Morgan. God, we thank you for the city of Seminole and for all our people. We pray for health for all our people. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Bill. We'll move on to remarks and inquiries of mayor and the council members. The last few weeks have been terrible time in our country with what we saw on TV and on video of the murder of George Floyd. That should not be accepted by anyone. That was such an egregious act that those officers did in front of all those people that were standing there. I mean, we saw a small clip of it. It had to be so horrible to be there and to believe that police officers, people we were supposed to trust, would do something like that. I'm in full support that they get the full punishment of the law for what they did. That is not acceptable. And, you know, moving forward, we have to be able to talk about the problems that we have. And to believe in 2020, we still have these issues is just, again, unbelievable. I mean, this whole thing has been hard to take in. You know, moving on from that, I really want to talk about the protest that was held Saturday in Seminole. You know, I want to congratulate all of those involved. I mean, those that laid out the plan, that were involved with the protest. You showed not only Seminole County, not only Oklahoma, but you showed the whole United States what a protest should be. You went out, it was peaceful. You stated what you were concerned with, what needed to be improved upon. Others joined you. I've received word from several people that it was really wonderful to be out there and involved with it, because it was a very positive atmosphere that you portrayed. And I want to thank you for that. I'm sorry I was not able to attend, but I already had a previous engagement scheduled. But you showed the whole world how it should be done. And thank you for that. Kind of moving on from that, it's kind of difficult to do because that's such a, just such an event that kind of gets your blood boiling when you see something like that. But moving on, I want to remind everyone about the Chamber of Commerce July 3rd fireworks program. It will start around 9:45, weather permitting, on again, July 3rd. And the fireworks will be shot from just north of the splash pad. So that way you kind of know where you need to go around and set up. With that, I will move on to Ward 1, Bill Wantlam.
Thank you. I would just simply echo what the mayor has said in regard to the protest here in Seminole. I was so proud of everyone and of our community. And I think it speaks well for what this city stands for. The only other thing I would say is that two major things I ask everyone keep in their prayers: that we find a way to bring an end to the pandemic, and that we find an end to the racial injustice that has divided this nation since 1492.
Thank you, Bill. Larry Church.
Thank you. I do echo what you said, especially the part about the peaceful protest that was conducted in Seminole. Personally, I don't find it difficult to believe that racial prejudice and injustice is still alive and well in the United States, and especially in states like Oklahoma and other states in the South in particular, and all states in general. Police reform is something that is long overdue. And I'd like to say that I advocate that we look at our training programs and look at the past performance of our police force and see if there's any need for any kinds of adjustment in our training. Chokeholds, holding people down with the knee in their neck or their back, things like that is just arcane. And I hope none of it happens here. The last thing I'd like to say is love is wise and hatred is foolish. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Ward 3, Corey Crabtree.
I have nothing. I'm good. Thank you. Sorry, I was muted.
All right, Ward 3, Tim Poplin.
Thank you. It's pretty much all been said. I agree with everything, so it's pretty much nothing. Thank you.
Ward 4, Chris Anson.
I have nothing else.
Trace Connor.
I agree all that's been said here. I was reminded today, I wore my Boomtown playground shirt, reminded of how we can come together as a community and do fabulous things in a short amount of time. And it's to get rid of the hate and just preach the love. That's all I got.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to consideration and action of consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Trace Connor,
Yes.
Tim Poplin,
Yes.
Bill Watland,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
With no items removed from the consent agenda, do we have any appearances or petitions from the audience?
No.
Thank you. With that, we'll open up a public hearing to the public for questions and discussion regarding the proposed fiscal year 2020-2021 consolidated budget for the city of Seminole and its associated authorities and funds. I don't believe we need a motion, do we, to open the meeting?
No, Mr. Mayor, I think we can go right into it.
All right, thank you. With that, I would turn it over to our city manager or our city clerk, whichever would like to start the process.
Everyone, heading so I'm gonna take about a half to go through. Actually, a little shorter than that. Jay, want me to spend the 2 hours? I'd probably try to go. I'm going to hit on the highlights of our budget, and then I'll be absolutely pleased to drill down anywhere that you want to ask questions or recommend suggestions to change the budget. So I'm going to jump right in here.
May I interrupt for just a second, please? I don't know if other people are experiencing it. I get you twice. You say something and then I get an echo. Is there something wrong there or here? Or
I'm hearing the
is
same.
anyone else? You're
Yes.
hearing the same?
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to try to get.
Probably a good deal.
Try speaking again, Steve.
Okay. All right. So our general fund budget, the total revenue projected is $11,509,940. So with the expenditures, we've got a place, we expect that we're going to have an ending fund balance of $853,254 or 52, excuse me. So general fund CIP, we're budgeting only 25,000. It's a slim year. I do have to keep some ability to move if need to in the CIP. So it's down to 25,000. Water sewer budget, the place that really provides the income is the total revenue expected is 9,176,514. And we expect the ending funds for that water sewer 4,818. So we're in decent shape, and our reserve are within the boundaries that the auditor is going to be looking at. So I think Jay is some ways the auditor will probably not be as pleased as Jay and I, but we've done a pretty good job of getting us in the slot that need to be in for the reserve. The Wellness Center is expected to lose $9,000 going in this year, and 10 years that they've been in an enterprise fund. You may recall from our work sessions that the enterprise fund is treated like a business that operates within the city government. So that enterprise fund over the 10 years that we've had on the center has accumulated $114,000. But it's a tremendous asset, and at some point, the audit will probably want us to grow out and make an adjustment. I think we're well we're having Street and Alley Fund. We're budgeting revenue is projected 60,000, and we're approaching 60,000. So our ending fund balance 18,300 will be the same as last year. Airport, we're putting $6,000 in revenue. We're approaching 8,000, so we had a deficit budgeted there, but our beginning fund is 11,903 will cover it. So we'll end up with the ending fund balance of 903. And if you're along on your sheets, I'm still on the budget summary. So we're running through the revenue side. And animal control is going to end with a fund balance. We've got no appropriation on animal control, but the ending fund balance is 39,931. Not going to get into the small grants. Thank you, Bree. Let's go with okay. I'm going to go down to the sales estimated revenue. Total revenue for this coming year is $301,800. So with the appropriations coming out of that, we're appropriating $1,905,374. So we're appropriating or budgeting a deficit of $583,574. With our ending fund balance, we've got $491,070 from the previous year. Our ending balance will be negative $91,904. So I may pause here for just a second. Our taxes have held about flat, and we really know we're like every other community in the nation right now. We're not sure what to expect. We don't know the impacts that COVID is having on all of our vendors. But I choose to be optimistic, and I've talked this over with Jay extensively. We can't point to any sector of our economy, and this is really what comes us. And we need to adjust our budget significantly and project a big loss here. We just aren't as exposed as some metropolitan areas. We don't need to have, for example, a Mathis Brothers sales tax revenue to stay afloat. We're budgeting a little bit conservative, but we're not certainly panicked, and budget, I think, reflects that. Going to go the sales tax number 95. That the one I just read was sales tax number 91. Sales tax 95 fund. We're estimating that we'll have revenues of 606,500, and we're appropriating from 47,000. If you deduct our beginning fund and ending balance, we're going to end up with, deduct the beginning fund balance. We're going to end up with 100,000, two-thirds to the positive. So last year, I'm now on the back page 3, budget summary. We're looking at the urban renewal fund number 41. We did receive a transfer in, so we're appropriations on that is 100,000. The fund balance is 60,383. Ending fund balance will be 60,383. So I think we're in decent shape with urban renewal. Of course, love to have the $1,000 appropriation next year, but again, we're being a little conservative. If we get in year and we see that we can afford that, and we may revisit it, and you guys can certainly do a budget modification at that time. The gas authority total revenue 192,893. Total appropriations of $184,068. So with the beginning fund balance, we're going to end the fund year. We're projecting to end the fund year at 86,670. So overall, I think we're not in trouble shape. We are being cautious. We expect there's probably, and we're beginning to see some of the that happened as the COVID began to set in. And so we're not sure what to expect after that. We don't know if there's going to be a significant drop or measurable drop in sales tax after that. Right now, our our wells are steady, so we're encouraged by it, and we really don't have any reason to leave or to panic. So we're staying firm. So I'll tell you what. Let's go. Kind of the revenue there, unless you want to drill on that. Let's go the summary of revenue packet. You should have summary of revenue. 11 is at the top, general fund. So I'm just going to hit the total real quick, and maybe Jay may want to in on some of the negative numbers that we're projecting, but right now in the taxes section, we're looking at the 21 budget of $6,349,416. So when we looked at the 2020 budget, that's reduction, and the 2020 budget was $6,556,677. So we are reducing that by about $207,261. So we're looking somewhere in the neighborhood of the 3.16% reduction. Other things of consequence. Let's go page 2 of that. Okay, let's talk about count number 620 on the second page, and that would be ambulance services. So ambulance services, as you're well aware, we depend significantly upon the transfers that we do from our hospital to Oklahoma City for variants. Get paid usually by insurance or Medicare or others to do those ambulance runs. That is a significant amount of income for that item 620. So during COVID, we did have a pretty slim period. We did transport some, but some. So we're thinking probably going to be in the same neighborhood. Actually, we're being a little bit optimistic. And so our budget this year for the ambulance service is going to be $762. So $887,762 is what we're expecting to generate through that service. So I think we're going to be in good shape. Our ambulances, Fielding Lucas, our chief may differ with. I think our ambulance are in decent shape, and we should be able to move through the year some minor adjustment. So another significant piece of this is account number 801, the 2% sales tax transfer. Facilities Authority, the $2,689,555 in 19 is staying flat or just below what we're budgeting for this year at $2,679,582. So that's a pretty clear message to you all, at least in J and I, it's going to be back. So I hope we're wrong. We hope it's up by about 5 or 6%, and we can make a mere budget modification and do some of the things that you all to do. This is I feel pretty strong we're in the right neighborhood. Feel free to stop me at any point that you have. I think most are going along. So I'm going to go to the summary of revenue, Fund 22, Water and Sewer. This is revenue that we're project for all the connect services, the water sales, sewer services, bulk water sales, water taps, and the trash service. So in 2020, in the last year's budget, we budgeted $3,294,143, and we're thinking in the 2020-2021 budget that'll raise up to $3,118,028. So that's a pretty good increase, $224,000 increase, or 0.8%. That's significant. So we stayed firm. We're also seeing a good increase from the water usage of our bulk consumer out at the industrial park. That's significantly in 2020. I'm looking at account number 101. In 2020, we had 3,489,641 budgeted. And this coming year, we're actually budgeting 3,809,547, which is equivalent to what we expect will be the ending revenue that we had generated through last year at end of next month or at the end of the month. So we're close on these projections of these estimates. The 0.8 is really close to it. Does anyone have questions, or is anyone having trouble hearing me?
Well, yeah, I had a report that it's pretty bad on Zoom. You're stuttering, seems like, or repeating yourself. I did have something to maybe have you guys clarify. We did talk about it. So how soon into the new fiscal year would you be evaluating any further changes we would need to make to our budget? Steve may not have heard me. Okay.
I'm getting my new microphone. Prue just handed me a new microphone. Mayor, we'll be bringing you reports. Jay, fantastic at getting you the accurate information on the revenue side. So at any point that the council feels like, hey, we a pretty good significant increase or a decrease. If it's a decrease, I'll be renting it probably sooner than I will an increase. But at any point that the council gets your financials and you have concerns or optimism, me and Jay know. And if you've got specific projects you want that dedicated, we can put it before the council and make it a budget amendment anytime.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Okay, with none, I will close the public hearing for the 2020-2021 consolidated budget for the city of Seminole. We'll move on to approvals and acceptances. Resolutions. 1. Consideration and possible action to approve resolution number 2020-07, a joint resolution adopting the fiscal year 2020-2021 consolidated budget for the city of Seminole and its associated authorities and funds.
Mayor, it sounds they want me to go back through the budget presentation. Is that?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
I have a question.
Yes.
We had discussed in our budget meetings about staff reductions. Are we still where we were when he talked about that?
Okay, so yes, in fact, in the budget that is being presented, we've got 2 staff that will be reduced just to reinforce, bring cost in line. We were able to navigate a way to save the third that was discussed in the work session. So we will be losing 2 positions in the budget that's being presented.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Jay, did you get the, did you get who seconded? Okay, roll call, please. Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, is Jay on here?
I don't think he is.
I don't see Jay.
So we will pause for just a few moments until he can get back online. We'll go back through the motion and approval and second when he gets back on.
His dog must have needed to go outside.
That's why I have a pet brick.
Call him on a cell phone, Steve.
Okay, Mayor, we have the parachute. Are you with me?
I am with you.
Okay, so we pulled the parachute plan B and it opened perfectly. So Sharon Emmett is now going to be in the minutes. And so if you could back up just a little and let us just get that motion on. I did get a chance to visit Jay by cell phone and he's having a problem with internet provider. It will not let him get back on. So,
Okay.
Chris.
So under approvals and acceptances and resolutions, it was consideration and possible action to approve resolution number 2020-07, a joint resolution adopting the fiscal year 2020-2021 consolidated budget for the city of Seminole and its associated authorities and funds.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Sharon. And if I call you Jay, I apologize.
Not a problem. Could I ask who did the actual motion?
I did.
Chris, answer.
Say your name.
Your name.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Bill Wantland,
Yes.
Trace Connor,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Tim Poplin,
Yes, ma'am.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and call our missing members because we need to record. We just need to make sure that we know that they're not here. So if you could go ahead, Stephanie Lambert. She's not going to be able to answer, but
Stephanie Lambert and John Kramer.
thank you.
Tell Jay to pay
moving
his
on.
internet bill.
Moving on to 1A, consideration and possible action to approve resolution number 2020-08, a resolution committing to funding up to $325,001 as a required match for the rehabilitation of wastewater lines and manholes as part of a community development block grant project.
You want discussion on that, Steve?
If you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we have submitted a community development block and they changed up on us a little bit. Usually what happened on that CDBG grant is that during the release of funds, it's a phase after you get the grant, you're going through the process. And you have to certify that you have available. So in this case, now during application phase, there was to spend the if get the grant, we are going to come up with the match dollars, and that's what this is a grantsmanship type event.
Is it a match dollar for dollar?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Sharon.
Trace Connor,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Tim Poplin,
Yes, ma'am.
Corey Crabtree,
Yes.
Stephanie Lambert, John Kramer, Bill Wantland.
Yes.
Motion passes.
We'll move on to ordinances. Consideration and possible action to approve ordinance number 1244, an ordinance rezoning property located on West Broadway and Burton Road from I-2 restricted light industrial to R2 two-family residential.
Where is this at? Where's that at, Sharon?
This is, where the Randolph Drive, where the Seminole Housing Authority is.
Uh-huh.
This would be those houses along there, and then 2 or 3 houses to the west, and then a couple across the street.
Okay.
When you say across the street, is that like Paul Levy's yard right there, or across the street to the east?
It's next to Paul Levy's yard to the west.
Okay.
On the north side.
Yes, there's a couple of houses in there.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Move to approve. There's no questions.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Larry Church,
Sharon, I was gonna say Sharon or Jay. He's back on.
Yes.
Chris Hansen,
Yes.
Tim Poplin,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree,
Yes.
Stephanie Lambert, John Kramer, Bill Wantland,
Yes.
Trace Connor.
Yes.
Motion passes, and I'm going to hand it back over to Jay.
I was enjoying that.
Thank you, Sharon, for that superb job that you did.
You're out of here,
We'll move
Jay.
on. We'll move on to item 3. Consideration and possible action to approve ordinance number 1245, an ordinance rezoning property located at 1417 East Wrangler from HC Highway Commercial to C1 Neighborhood Commercial.
Where's that?
This is going to be right across from Walmart.
Right across from Walmart, you say?
Yes, sir.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Chris Hansen,
Yes. Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Trace Connor,
Yes.
Tim Poplin,
Yes.
Bill Wantland,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 4, consideration and possible action to approve ordinance number 1246, an ordinance amending section 11, medical marijuana, title 9, business regulations to correctly reflect changing state regulations.
Are there particular changes that we're talking about, or?
Yeah, if I could, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to turn this over to the Queen of Cannabis.
Yeah.
She keeps up with it in a way that it's just really for me to track. So, Sharon, can you tell us what the changes are?
The majority of the changes are some new definitions, one for what a business is, one for what a school is. There were some exceptions taken out of the licensing where they cannot change ownership without procuring a new city license, and this is on board with how the state has theirs set up. We also needed to take out the zoning regulation that says that they cannot be near a place of worship because state says that is wrong. We can't do that. Let's see. We changed a little bit of the wording from medical marijuana center to dispensary. We've changed the separation for medical marijuana to the dispensaries. Of course, state says they can't be within 1,000 feet of a school. They could not be within 500 feet of a residentially zoned district or another business, and we changed that to we were too strict, and state kind of said we needed to change that a little bit, so we did.
Sharon, is all of this going with state guidelines on your decisions to do this?
Yes, we are doing our best. Yes, sir. We're doing our best to mirror the state guidelines.
Okay, thank you.
Do
I'll move
we
to
have any
approve.
other questions? Okay, we have a motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Trace Connor,
Yes.
Kim Poplin,
Yes.
Bill Wantland,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
We'll move on to current business. Consideration and possible action to approve issuing garage sale permits while waiving the associated $5 fee during the citywide garage sale weekend from Friday, August 7th through Sunday, August 9th.
Move to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Chris Anson,
Yes.
Larry Church,
Yes.
Trace Connor,
Yes.
Kim Poplin,
Yes.
Bill Wantland,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 6, discussion and possible action regarding city employee participation in festivities and events on July 3rd.
I don't know what that means. Can you enlighten us?
Yes, sir. So Jeff and I had an opportunity to meet with our chamber manager and the president of the president of the chamber, and they informed us that they intended to have fireworks show. However, they were not going to have the bands or the inflatables, and Jeff and I both agreed that was a smart move. We happen to have an event planner in our midst. Brianna Wymore came from Waco, and she was what she did was event planning. She was a little bit disappointed, and we started talking about. And she did, and we particularly about perhaps having maybe a sidewalk chalk art contest out of a walking trail where we have sections of walking trail to the families to design something on the walking trail with chalk. We talked about having a kite contest, flying contest, perhaps you give away kites, and have Arts Council help design, help paint some of the kites. The question became social distancing. So everything that Bree has in her mind to have done deals with social distancing. I think there may have been some backlash, and that's why we wanted to take it to the council. I think there was maybe some feelings or misunderstanding about what it was Bree and I were to do. Trying to step over any bounds. We're trying to give something the families to do, and I'm talking about 6 to 9 p.m. So it's not going to be a day festival. Probably made the mistake, asked for volunteers to call it a film festival. It's really not an all-day event. Maybe it's I don't know what but in any case, we were trying to give the family something to have in the park before, and we're talking about around the wellness center, not where it has been the last several years in municipal parks. So I wanted to bring it to the council and have you guys just a thumbs up, thumbs down. Really not going to hurt things. If it's hey, let's skip it this year because of COVID. If it's thumbs up, then we've got a whole lot of work. Let me rephrase that. Bree has a whole lot of work to do if you decide to allow us to go forward.
Well, I say we save Bree the work. I think COVID's too unsure at this point to approve something like that.
I think it's all going to be outside and plenty of opportunity to keep space. And, you know, they're coming out with more information every day that maybe this is not quite as bad as they initially thought. I think we should do it.
She could probably use your help.
Chris just volunteered.
He's very good at volunteering. I can promise you.
Is there going to be any watermelons there?
No, sir. No watermelons. Project. We may offer again. This is not even in the planning stage. We didn't want to get too far. But we may offer water bottles off the back of the wellness center, but no one. We don't project that anyone would go inside the wellness center.
Steve, is it possible that, you know, if we okay this and let's say the numbers go up, because I've been watching the numbers in the state, you know, and they've been pretty heavy the last 3 or 4 days. If the numbers go up, can we change the decision if we give it an approval now, or is that going to be like too much planning to make a decision, or what? I'm just throwing that out there to chew on.
I think it'd be a lot of work to cancel it personally, but
If everything's going to be focused outside and very limited, I guess it would just be limited to maybe the restrooms for the, you know, inside the wellness center. Or what are you going to do for that?
We talked about porta potties. Really haven't even approached. I'm going to hit him cold right here, but we've not even talked using the inside rooms. We don't even know what kind of crowd to expect. I mean, these are a kite flying contest. Probably not going to be a huge draw. So, there was something about having a Jeep show or a 4-wheel drive show and give them big plots that they could show vehicles on around the walking trail in certain spots. That may generate some more. It's just impossible to predict. So I'm going to that would probably stay with hotties.
Again, I say no. I still think it's a good idea to plan that at this point in time, because even though There may be some positive reports that we haven't been out in the open around each other long enough for the virus to incubate.
Okay.
We have an item on the table.
I still think, as hot as it's going to be in July, if you guys feel like you can do it safely, I think we should let you see what you can come up with. And if if you get down to it and plan it and don't feel like it should be done, I think we should leave that to your discretion, Steve. So I'm going to motion that we allow it.
I'll second that emotion, Chris.
Roll call, please, Jay.
Okay. Chris Anson,
Yes.
Larry Church,
No,
Trace Connor,
Yes.
Tim Poplin,
Yes.
Bill Wantland,
Yes.
Corey Crabtree.
Yes.
Motion passes.
We will move on to reports. City Manager, Steve.
Give me 1 second here, gang. Back to my report. Oh, here. Yeah, speaking of COVID, I just want to give you an update. Seminole County is 30 cases, and we monitor it every day. 30 cases that's not good. We don't want any cases, but I think that as Chris mentioned, all the information that we have is outside and it's hot, and socially distance should be okay. That's what we're taking it. I do want to mention that FAA has come through with an operations grant. So our coming year, the operations paid for at the airport FAA grant. I take a second and then pat John Withers on back and all of his crew, the law enforcement agencies showed up last Saturday. I was really proud of the way that they were able to be there and interact and be a positive influence in what was happening. Lastly, the Wellness Center, as of a couple of hours ago, Wellness Center has opened in full next Monday. There'll be a couple of precautions, but nothing significant. We're not going to issue towels at the Wellness Center, but we're back to hours, and so you're going to get up there. Last, not least, I'm real disappointed you didn't want to hear another hour and 20 minutes of a budget discussion. But I'll survive.
well, we heard everything you said twice.
You need to put in that budget a new computer or whatever you're working on there, Steve.
You guys are harsh.
Just take it out of the council's pay.
Yeah. That's all I have, Mayor. Jeff, you're
Well, it helps if it helps if I unmute myself. Thank you, Steve. City Attorney Brad.
I really don't have anything. City court's up and running, and our first trial docket is tomorrow, and it's fairly lengthy, as you can imagine. So we'll start that back up. But that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. With that, I would entertain a motion to enter an executive session. Executive session, consideration possible action to enter into executive session under Oklahoma Statute 25, Section 307.b.2, discussing negotiations concerning employees and representatives of employee groups, agreement between the Seminole Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge 138, and the City of Seminole, fiscal year 2020-2021.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Like sign? All right, with none, we are entered into executive session. We will take a brief moment while we get everyone that's online visiting with us disconnected.